Hi guys, my name is Jake Boehner and today I want to talk to you about some different methods used to capture wood ducks. Wood ducks are an important migratory species here in the southeastern flyway, and capturing them to initiate banding studies is important to monitor their population trends and habits. A current problem here in the southeastern flyway, though, is biologists believe that wood ducks are not being captured in high enough numbers to accurately monitor their population trends. Some biologists believe that we should alter the traditional summer banding period of July through September to include June as well, but some studies show that banding rates will be even lower in June due to many juveniles not being large enough to carry a band. To solve this problem, I want to assess some different capture methods of wood ducks to see if there's a way we can capture them more efficiently and quickly during the traditional banding season of July through September here in the state of Florida. The criteria I plan on using to assess the best method of capture are potential number of captures, safety to researchers and wood ducks, the amount of time spent in the field, and the terrain that would allow practical use of each method. The first method I want to discuss is night lighting. This method of capture is used regularly here in Florida. Night lighting involves using an airboat to navigate a waterway while utilizing a spotlight to locate individual ducks. Once a duck is spotted, the driver of the boat attempts to drive over the duck while another individual lays on the bow of the boat and either nets the duck or grabs them by hand. This is a method of capture I've personally partaken in, and a quick video is attached to the right of the screen to give a general idea of this process. Some of the benefits to night lighting involve utilizing loud boats and spotlights that may disorient the ducks to allow for easier capture. This can allow for capture of molting and non-molting ducks, although the ones that can fly do get out of there pretty quickly sometimes. Additionally, this method can prove particularly useful because it is most effective when the moon is less than 75% full, allowing banding efforts to be made for the majority of each month. Additionally, it can also allow researchers to target specific individuals. The downside to this method of capture, though, are that it can only be conducted at night, and depending on the distribution of individuals on the waterway, capture rates can be low and take a substantial amount of time. There is also great concern for the safety of researchers when conducting this method of capture. Navigating hazardous waterways at night while trying to chase down ducks can lead to potential dangers. Airboats definitely are not the safest boats on the water, and one hidden obstacle can cause tremendous damage to the researchers and equipment present. The next method of capture I want to discuss is bait trapping. This method of capture involves using a cage trap that is placed unset and pre-baited weeks in advance to allow ducks to become comfortable with entering and exiting the trap. On the day of capture, biologists will go early in the morning and set the trap, which is essentially a one-way door, so ducks will enter the trap and cannot come back out. This method of capture proves particularly useful in suburban and heavily wooded areas. The traps are large enough that they can capture a large number of ducks at one time and have multiple points of entry to maximize the amount of ducks entering the trap. The drawbacks of this method, though, are that there's a lot of prep work involved beforehand. Sites must be assessed and traps must be placed and baited regularly in advance of the capturing day to maximize the results. Additionally, not all ducks that are present at the site will go in. Some may be afraid of the foreign-looking device or may have been captured before and know the drill, so they won't enter the trap again. The last method I want to discuss is rocket netting. This method of capture involves a net that is anchored to the ground at one end and contains projectiles evenly spaced at the other end. These projectiles are placed into tubes that contain explosives that are hooked to a detonator that researchers possess. Upon detonation, the projectiles launch the leading end of the net up and over the area of capture. A visual of this method can be seen above of the net going up and over a flock of waterfowl. Additionally, a figure depicting this contraption is in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. The pros of rocket netting is that it has the ability to capture a very large number of ducks at one time. It allows researchers to deploy the net whenever they see fit, so they can allow the maximum number of individuals to be present before they proceed with capture. A main concern of this method, though, is that it can be really dangerous for researchers and the ducks present. Researchers need to make sure that the ducks are not on top of the net or in the projectile's line of fire to keep from seriously injuring or killing the ducks. Additionally, since the method uses explosives, researchers need to be very careful when handling the charge to not harm themselves and are required to obtain permits to transport and use the charges. My recommendation: it depends. I think all these methods can be useful depending on the terrain and population size in question. Biologists need to be able to utilize the best methods possible to conduct their research, and Florida has a diverse landscape of terrain and waterways that wood ducks inhabit. Currently, I think night lighting and bait trapping are probably the best methods, but if a large population of individuals is congregated in a specific area that a rocket net could be used, I think it shouldn't be counted out. Lastly, here's a slide of all the literature I utilized to come to this conclusion. I want to thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my analysis of the various capturing methods of wood ducks here in the state of Florida. Please leave a comment below of any questions that you guys may still have. Thank you.